Hi guys, this is Engineer HLDC, and for this video, we will try to solve this problem. A vertical rectangular gate 1.5 meters wide and 3 meters high is hinged at the bottom with a shorter edge horizontal. On one side of the gate, water stands level with the top of the gate, and on the other side, water stands 2 meters below the top. Evaluate the force applied horizontally at the top of the gate to open it. So basically class, ito na yung figure, okay, representing yung problem. Pero class, sa board exam, do not expect na merong figure. So sometimes, kayo po yung kailangan mag-visualize, mag-imagine kung ano yung tamang figure. Alright, so para masolve natin yung mga ganitong type ng problem na hindi imposible lumabas sa board exam, ay gagamitan natin ito ng knowledge natin sa fluid mechanics. So start na tayo guys. Okay, basically itong problem na to ay application na ng topic about hydrostatic pressure and hydrostatic force. So you remember class, there are several ways to solve this problem, no? Actually, there are three approaches. One is using the formula method, the other one is geometric method, and the third one is by integration method. Pero sa video na ito class, isa o dalawa lang yung i-highlight kong solution para sa inyo. Alright, so simulan natin class sa pinaka-typical na gagamitin mo sa board exam ay ang formula method. Alright, so syempre may formula, so may mga parameters involved. So pag-usapan muna natin class, okay, mga parameters involved, no? Alright, so ayan, say for example class, we have here yung submerged body po natin, no? So gawin lang nating random yung kanyang shape. Alright, and then identify lang agad natin yung kanyang center of gravity. So say for example, located siya dito and then projected sidewards and dito po siya. So gets natin, since immersed po siya sa fluid, so yung fluid magbibigay ng pressure sa surface and yung pressure mag-accumulate sa area at magiging force, no? So remember class, ang pressure is a function of the unit weight of the fluid and yung height po nito, no? So as you go deeper, the pressure increases, no? So which may be represented by this triangle. Alright, so yung focus lang natin class, itong mga pressure acting doon sa figure po natin. Alright, so practice muna tayong kumuha ng pressure. So pressure at the free surface is basically 0. Alright, and then as we go deeper, so lumalaki po yung pressure, no? So halimbawa, dito kuha tayo ng pressure dito sa point na to. So say for example, this point is 0.1. So meron po siyang vertical height from the free surface as h1. So kapag nakuha mo po yung height niya, madali mo na rin kukunin yung pressure po niya, no? That the pressure at that point 1 is the product of the unit weight of the fluid here, no? Dito sa taas na to, and then yung height po na yun, which is h1. Alright? So practice po ulit, halimbawa dito sa ilalim. So say for example, this point is tawagin natin point 2. So what we can do is to identify its height, okay, from the free surface, and then that the pressure at that point is the product of the gamma of the fluid here, okay, and then that h2. Okay, so na-remember na natin yung class. Ngayon, balikan na natin yung ano po ba yung formula, no? So again, ito po, shaded region, yung directly acting dun sa surface. So mag-accumulate sa area, yung pressure magiging force. Alright, so that the force would be somewhere here. Alright, so what is the formula now class? Okay, it might be na hindi ito yung formula na memoryado nyo, no? Yung isang form nyo yung memorize nyo. Pero ako class, personal preference ko is ito yung i-memorize ko, no? That the force is basically the pressure acting dun sa centroid tapos yung area nung submerged na body. Okay, so kaya in-identify natin tong center of gravity na to, no? Or yung centroid niya. So paano kukunin yung pressure doon class? So same nung kanina, identify the height and ma-identify na yung pressure, no? So that the height of the centroid is usually represented by h bar, no, from the free surface. So that would be the gamma times yung height h bar, which is ito yung mas mas nakikita nyo, no? Gamma h bar. So again, gamma h bar is just the pressure sa centroid and then area. Okay? Yun nga lang class, sabihin ko na sa inyo yung limitation, no? Itong gamma h bar area is usually ang limitation niya is if we are only involved with a singular fluid, no? Pero kasi kapag layers na ng fluid yan, iba-iba yung unit weight. So mas maganda itong pressure sa centroid, no? Kasi pag pressure, you just have to take the sum of all the gamma height above that specific point na pinag-uusapan. Alright. So next thing na kailangan alamin natin dito guys, no? Alam na natin yung magnitude ng force is, another thing is yung location. So yung location ng force class, hindi po siya sa center of gravity or sa centroid nung surface, tatama, but rather to a certain point somewhere below pa po doon, no? And then di ba tinatawag natin yung layo na yon from the center of gravity to the location of the force as the eccentricity. Okay, so paano isosolve ang eccentricity using formula method? Alright. So ito po yung form po niya, that eccentricity E is equal to the centroidal moment of inertia all over the product of the area times the y bar. So ano po yung mga bagong parameters dito? So let's first talk about the centroidal moment of inertia. So basically, ang gagawin lang natin class, gawa lang tayo dito ng axis, no? Alright, so let's say for example, na ito yung ating axis. Alright, so basically, sinosolve dito class na I bar is yung centroidal moment of inertia about this axis here. Alright, so that should be this one. Okay, next, what is the Y bar? So, ang difference ng Y bar at H bar, yung H bar is measured vertically to the free surface, while Y bar is measured along the inclination of the submerged body, no? So, ibig sabihin, dito natin siya susukatin, no? Sa direksyon kung paano naka-incline yung surface. Alright? So, that should be something like this. Okay, ngayon, we do not usually measure Y bar, no? Mas sanay tayo nagsusukat ng vertical heights. So, that's why we can actually relate H bar and Y bar, no? So, by basically drawing yung triangle involving them, no? Imagine, i-layout ko tong inclined height na ito, saka yung vertical height, yung H bar. So, that should look something like this, no? And then remember, the theta here is the angle of inclination ng body measured from the horizontal, no? Theta here. So, yung theta here, pwede ko i-translate dito sa loob ng triangle. And then, since this is a right triangle, so I can use basic trigo function, no? So, that should be something like this, relating the side opposite to the theta and the hypotenuse. So, we will have sine of theta equals opposite over hypotenuse. So, we can replace y bar actually by h bar over sine theta. Palit ko yun dito, guys. So, this formula ay mas kilala natin bilang this one, no? That E is equal to the I bar sine theta all over the product of A and the H bar. Alright, ngayon pagandahin pa natin yung formula class, multiply natin both numerator and denominator by the unit weight of the fluid. So, bakit ginawa yun, sir? Kasi itong gamma A H bar ay ito yan. Alright, which is the very definition ng force. So, therefore, another way to write E is this one. Gamma I bar sine theta all over F. Alright? So, let's start with its application class. Okay, doon tayo sa left side. So, since may fluid on the left side, so therefore may i-exert po siyang force. So, 0 at the top pressure, increasing linearly. So, para siyang triangular pressure diagram dito, no? Okay, so ibig sabihin, yung kabuuang area, no, netong plate na to, or yung gate na ito, guys, which has a dimension of 1.5 horizontal and 3 meters vertical dimension. So, buong yon ay tinatamaan ng puwersa, no, on the left side. Which means, effectively, buong area ay nakasubmerge, no? And then gets natin, rectangle, the centroid would be at the mid-height, no? Mid-height po siya nung 3 meters. Okay, next. So that the force would be somewhere here. Okay, and then tawagin natin siyang F1 and E1 distance, no? From the centroid, CG1. Okay, so yeah, solve lang natin, guys, using the formula. So F1, so dapat lahat ng flow definition on the left side, no? Gamma 1, H bar 1, area 1. So, identify natin yung H bar 1. So, that is from the center of gravity towards the free surface, which is this one, no? Okay, so again, that is half, no, nung total height since rectangle po siya. So, we can use 1.5, no? So, let us substitute. Alright, so ayan, madali lang, class. Unit weight, so since we are talking about water, so let's use 9.81 kN per cubic meter. H bar is 1.5 meters. Area is the product of the 3 meters by 1.5 meters. So, as you can see, makakancel yung cubic meters, matitira kilonewton. So, F1 now is 66.2175 kilonewton. Alright, so ganun lang po. Next, to solve for E1, so let us use the formula, including yung F, kasi nasolve ko na yung F. Actually, yung practice ko ganito, no? Pag nasosolve na ang F, I use yung third form, no? Nung formula ng eccentricity. So, again, make sure lang na about dun sa mga property ng fluid na nasa left side. So, gamma 1, I bar 1, so that is yung phase na ito. We are talking about this total phase here. Sin theta 1, so since vertical naman ng orientation, so inclination from the horizontal is 90 degrees. And then F1. So let us substitute. Okay, so ano yung centroidal moment of inertia ng isang rectangle with respect to the x-axis niya? So that is base cube over 12. No? So that's why we have here, base is 1.5, height is 3, cube over 12. No? So that's it. We can now calculate E1 as 0.5 meters. So meron na tayong location ni F1. So now before we head into the forces, no, or the force exerted by the fluid on the right. So, i-introduce ko lang din, class, yung another way to solve this aside sa formula method, which is etong geometric method. So, itong geometric method, maganda lang siyang gamitin if yung submerged plate is rectangular in shape, no? Pero kapag ibang shape, triangle, circle, medyo nagiging confusing na po siyang gamitin, no? So, maganda lang siya if yung plate submerged is rectangular in shape. So, halimbawang, ito po siya, no? So, ayan, halimbawa, ganito, tapos ayan, triangular, just like yung figure na nandito, no? So, translate ko lang dito. Alright, ano po ba sinasabi ng geometric method? So, actually, you can verify the answer, no, using this approach, no? So, ang sabi lang po, na yung value ng force is equal lang sa volume of the pressure prism, no? So kung ganyan triangular na pressure prism lang, madali lang po yung kunin, no? Kasi paano ba kumuha ng volume ng triangular prism class? So that is area of the base times yung distance between bases, no? Or basically kunin mo lang yung pressure sa ilalim, area ng triangle, tapos times mo dito sa width po na ito, no? Makukuha mo na yung force F. So kayo na lang po gumawa nun. But what I want to highlight here, kasi yung medyo matagal isolve dito, yung E, eccentricity. Pero ano po ba sinasabi? So sabi po dito, geometric method, that the force is located at the centroid of the pressure prism. So it means na kung madali ang pressure prism at madaling locate ang kanyang centroid, madali lang din mahanap kung nasa saan yung force F. So pag triangular kasi na prism, ibig sabihin ng class, we can use the centroid of the triangle. At nasa saan po ba yung centroid ng triangle? That is kung measured from the vertex, 2/3 no, nung height. Pero kung measured from the base, dito sa ilalim, yung location niya is 1/3 nung height, no? So actually, yung tawag nga doon, sa location ng force F, no, is ito, no, CP or center of pressure. So it means na applicable po yan dito, no. This is a triangular prism pag ginawa mong 3D. Okay, kaparehas niya po ito, yun nandito. So it means that the force F may be located at the centroid of the triangle. Okay? So nasan po ba yung centroid ng triangle? Again, measured from the top, 2/3 nung height. So yung height niya is 3, 2/3 of 3 is 2, which is tama naman. Tama ba? Kasi 'di ba 1.5 ito plus E1, yung E1 is calculated as 0.5. So, tama nga na 2 meters, no? So, yun lang, no? May tulong yung geometric method. Alright, continue natin, guys. Okay, punta tayo dito sa fluid at the right. So, same. Meron pong pressure prism po dito. Okay, na madedevelop. So, dito po yung 0 kasi nandito po yung free surface po niya. So, 0 here, tapos linearly increasing. So, triangular na naman po, no? Pero, take note na saan lang po bang portion ng gate tumatama yung fluid. So that is yung nandito lang sa ilalim. So effectively dito sa taas, walang force at the right side na nararamdaman, no? So ibig sabihin, focus lang tayo dito sa part lang na ito ng gate. Okay, which is ayan, this one. Okay, ito yung tatawagin nating area 2. So kung ito yung area 2, again, parang smaller version lang siya ng rectangle. So yung centroid niya nasa mid height na naman, no? So ayan, so may sarili siyang CG. And then nandito somewhere here yung F2 po niya. Okay, tapos ito yung magiging eccentricity E2. Alright, okay, so ayan. Solve lang natin using the same formula, gamma 2, h bar 2, area 2. So ang kailangan ko lang dito, h bar 2. So that is, ayan, yung height from the free surface towards the CG2. So which is half nung height niya, no? So sabi po dito, 1 meter, no? So that should be 0.5 meters half. Alright, so substitute that sa formula, we will arrive at the value of F2 as 7.3575 kilonewton. So ngayon, we can apply here geometric method, no? Kung ayaw mo magpakahirap kasi triangular prism lang po ulit ito. So it means, yung distance niya from the top would be 2/3 nung 1, no? Which is ano yung 2/3 nung 1? Maybe 2/3 or 0.66667, no? Pero kung gusto mong pahirapan sarili mo, so you can verify it using the formula, okay, for eccentricity, and then we will have eccentricity here as 1666. Now remember class, yung I bar dito is yung I bar netong area 2, no? Kaya base cube over 12, yung base is 1.5, yung height is 1. Okay? And then cube over 12. Alright, so 0.1666 plus mo yun dito sa 0.5. So, tunay nga yun ay 0.66667. Alright, so finally, ayan, summarize na lang natin. So, pag may forces ka na class, basically, the last part of the solution is parang mechanics na lang, no? Or statics na lang po siya. Alright. So, ganyan, no? Free body diagram para masolve natin class yung hinahanap na force dito sa top. Alright. This one here. Okay, free body diagram. Ano po ba yung mga forces acting dun sa gate? So, remember, apat na bagay yung chinecheck natin. Number 1 is the weight. Kung may bigat man yung gate, you have to include it in your analysis. Next is yung mga external force. So, ano po yung mga external force? So, yun po yung mga forces offered ng fluid, no? So, let us summarize that. So, fluid at the left, may F1 na 66 something something. Okay, with the height from the top as 2 meters, no? Combined H1 plus E1 na po yan. And then on the right side, we have F2. And then measured from the top of the fluid at the right side. So, this is yung H2 plus E2, which is yung 0.666 meters. Alright, so what else? So, external. Next is internal. Wala naman tayong pinutol na body dito, so walang marirelease na internal. And lastly, reaction. So, remember class, hindi po natatapos dyan kasi at A, siya po ay naka-hinge. So, ibig sabihin naka-hinge, so able po siyang mag-resist ng horizontal at vertical translation. So, meron ditong horizontal reaction, vertical reaction. So, hulaan na lang natin yung direction natin, class. Okay, so something like that. So, it means, all in all, meron po tayong lumalabas na 3 unknowns, no? Si T, si AV, si AH. So, do not worry, kaya ni statics yan kasi ito po ay equilibrium of a rigid body Remember, sa rigid body, you have three available equilibrium equation. That is summation ng force horizontal, 0, summation ng force vertical, 0, at summation ng moment at any point to be 0. Pero since ang target lang natin class ICT, so let us strategize. At ang magandang strategy is to take moment about A. Bakit? Kasi pag nag-moment ka sa A, eliminated si AV at si AH sa analysis. So let us do that. So let us consider sign convention, no? Let's say clockwise ang magiging positive. So paikutin lang natin lahat ng forces about A. So let's start with this F1. So yung moment arm niya would be yung total na 3, bawasin ko tong 2, no? So that would be F1 times 3 minus 2. Clockwise yung ikot niya sa A, okay, like this. So positive po siya. Next, itong si F2. So yung F2 ay pag ganito yung ikot sa A. So considering that, counterclockwise negative. Yung location niya would be, di ba 1 ito, bawasan ko ng 0.666. So that would be the moment arm. Alright, and itong si T, so counterclockwise din yung ikot, negative moment. Okay, moment arm niya is yung total of 3 meters. So sulat natin. Then again, AV and AH ay eliminated. So we can now close it to 0. So finally, ayan na, substitute nyo na lang yung calculated values ng F1 and F2. And there we have it. The value of T, okay, para gumalaw yung gate is at a minimum of 21.255 kilonewton. Alright, so that's all for this video, guys. So for more contents like this, do not forget to like, follow, and subscribe. So see you on our next video lecture, and God bless us all.